Hi sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Cimnanya. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn your notifications so you are notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm saying massive shout out to every one of you for the love and support you are showing me here with. I am grateful. So today we'll be talking something very important, and you are absolutely going to see how this system is designed to oppress and suppress Black people. Because each time we talk about their privilege, they said there is nothing like white privilege and all that. But that privilege is all over them. Now let's talk about this. Kristen Mason is a Black woman who actually voted without knowing that she was not eligible to vote. And the second person is a palm-colored woman who tried to interfere in an election and invalidate about an 80 million votes. So as I speak to you right now, this one is already being given 5 years with probation and all that. I'm fine, right? And the other one, without just knowing that she was not eligible to vote, and the vote did not even count, she was sentenced to 5 years in prison. And some people are going to tell me that the system is not oppressing Black people. See, I don't think Black people really care a lot this time around, but all they want is just for them to dismantle that system that has been oppressing them from the onset till this very moment. You can't go out to play while a Black child. You can't even have a toy gun. Who are you? You can't even hold a telephone without them saying it is a gun. You can't even come outside to play as a young boy without being assumed that you are a mistaken person, mistaken identity. Black people are scared when being pulled over by cops. And you are telling me that this system will not be dismantled. It is time to dismantle that system and at the same time pay reparations. Let's get into this video.
So we're going to play a little game. And this game is called, Can You Place the Sentence with the Woman? One of these women was sentenced to 3 to 5 years on probation, given 100 hours of community service, and a $5,000 fine. Her crime? Trying to interfere with an election and invalidate about 80 million votes. The other woman was given a 5-year sentence for voting while ineligible. Now, pause and tell me which one you think is which in the comment section. So, let's see how you did. This is Jenna Ellis, and Jenna Ellis is one of the 18 co-conspirators in a RICO charge case involving election fraud in Fulton County, Georgia. The former president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is also one of those conspirators. Let's take a look at what she had to say at her sentencing hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor, for the opportunity to address the court. As an attorney who is also a Christian, I take my responsibilities as a lawyer very seriously, and I endeavor to be a person of sound moral and ethical character in all of my dealings. In the wake of the 2020 presidential election, I believed that challenging the results on behalf of President Trump should be pursued in a just and legal way. I endeavored to represent my client to the best of my ability. I relied on others, including lawyers with many more years of experience than I, to provide me with true and reliable information, especially since my role involved speaking to the media and to legislators in various states. What I did not do, but should have done, Your Honor, was to make sure that the facts the other lawyers alleged to be true were in fact true. In the frenetic pace of attempting to raise challenges to the election in several states, including Georgia, I failed to do my due diligence. I believe in and I value election integrity. If I knew then what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-election challenges. I look back on this whole experience with deep remorse. For those failures of mine, Your Honor, I have taken responsibility already before the Colorado bar who censured me. And I now take responsibility before this court and apologize to the people.
Ah, yes, that is Jenna Ellis, the fourth person indicted on RICO charges for interfering with an election and trying to overturn 80 million votes in a Fulton County, Georgia courtroom, taking her plea deal. A plea deal that led to 3 to 5 years on probation, 100 hours of community service, and a $5,000 fine. And this is Crystal Mason, who in 2016, and she was sentenced to 5 years for casting a ballot in an election that was not even counted. And 5 years after her voter fraud conviction, Crystal Mason is still fighting her sentence. But how many of y'all were surprised by that?
I'm going to show you two pictures, and I want to see if you can tell me the difference. The first picture is of Riley June Williams, who stormed the Capitol violently and stole Pelosi's laptop and then tried to sell it on the black market. She got 3 years in prison. And the second photo is of Crystal Mason, a black woman who filed a provisional ballot on the advice of a poll worker. Her ballot was never counted. At no point did she have any intent to commit fraud, and she got 5 years prison. So a white woman who committed violent insurrection and tried to overthrow our democracy and kill the Speaker of the House gets 3 years prison. But a black woman who files a provisional ballot on the advice of a poll worker gets 5 years prison. This is a reminder of two things. A system cannot fail those it was never meant to protect, and the system as it is right now isn't broken, it's working as intended. This is why I say we must activate and organize and change the system and build one on true justice for all. I'm going to show you two pictures, and I want to see if you can tell me the difference. Here's the first picture. This is Sidney Powell, an attorney for Donald Trump. She just pled guilty for trying to overthrow the election. She tried to commit violent insurrection, and people died because of her horrific and barbaric actions. Sidney Powell got 0 prison. And now here's a second picture. This is Crystal Mason, a black woman who, on the advice of a poll worker, filed a provisional ballot that was never filed or counted in the first place. As a result, she got 5 years prison because she was not eligible to vote. So a white woman who committed violent insurrection gets no prison, but a black woman who filed a vote on the advice of a poll worker gets 5 years prison. Yeah, but Sidney Powell is a key witness to convict Trump. Sure, let's go with that. But then why such a ridiculous sentence for Crystal Mason when no crime was actually committed? Yeah, but Qasim, these are two different states. You can't compare the two. Okay, sure. Well, then explain this. Why did a white male judge in Torrance County, the same county as Crystal Mason, commit voter fraud and get 0 prison whatsoever? This is what we mean when we say systemic racism is alive and well in America. And this is what we mean when we say that a system cannot fail those it was never meant to protect. And before I go, this is why I'm running for U.S. Congress, to ensure that we are upholding a system of true justice for all people. Join our movement. Sign up at the website at QasimRashid.com, and let's get to work.
So this is all. I saw this yesterday, and I was like, I am definitely bringing this here, because each time we keep talking about this privilege, white privilege, and the rest of it, they keep telling me that they do not have any privilege, or they don't say the privilege. Why they say it, but they just refuse to acknowledge it. Systemic racism is a thing, and it is killing black people. And it is time they dismantle all the system, because like, how do you, I just do not understand the judiciary system, or I think, yeah, system. I mean, just being black alone is very dangerous. Just having a different skin color from them is dangerous. From the first video you saw to the last one, you all can see you all can see it. But because it's a black person, she got 5 years, a whole 5 years. Man, it is just, there are some days you wake up with anger, and these are part of it. Black people ain't even asking for so much. Just let them be. And dismantle the system that has been oppressing them from the onset till this very moment. Is that too hard to ask? It is not too hard to ask. Just dismantle the system. Because the system is choking them. It is oppressing them. Somebody's gonna still come tell me that there is nothing like white privilege. Shut the hell up. You all know you have that privilege. Have you ever been scared when a cop pulled you over? You are not ever scared. But black people are scared. Even a child can't come out to play with a toy. Even a toy, any toy is very dangerous. A phone is also seen as a gun. Black kids get to grow up so fast. So fast. Somebody is going to tell me that there is no system oppressing them. There are so many, the redlining and the rest of it. Jim Crow. Because Jim Crow is still very much alive. Dismantle all this system and let black people be. That is not too much to ask for. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.